Dear students, today we are going to discuss about a very important topic. The topic is Indian federalism. So, myself, Dr. Tarun Gogoi, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Sankardeva Mahavidyalaya. So, in this video, we are going to discuss about Indian federalism. So, the objective of this presentation mainly it's about to discuss about the idea of federalism and discuss some of the characteristics of federations and discussing about the theoretical understanding of Indian federalism. So what is federalism? The idea of federalism is a one kind of contested concept where it has from multi-dimensional perspective. We have to understand this idea of federalism from constitutional perspective, legal perspective, political, economic, social, ideological, territorial as well as cultural perspective. If we understand about how the idea of federalism origin, it's mainly about the Latin word fodus, that means covenant, treaty, union. So the idea of federalism in the practical relevance, it can be understood with the formation of United States of America as the first federation in 1789 through Philadelphia Conventions. And from United States of America, we can see the idea of federation at all over the world as a practical case in the case of a form of government. If we see the idea of federalism from a theoretical idea to a practical idea, the idea is origin from Bible. It's from a theological idea that's referring to the relationship, partnership between human and God. So Preston King was the first modern thinkers who for the first time mark a clear distinction about federalism as an idea and federation as a form of government. So that is different types of practical reference to understand about federalism, federation and federal political system, where federalism is not only about a descriptive term but also referring some normative term about the idea of government that sharing power between two types of government in promoting self-rule and shared rule. And federal political system can be understood as a generic descriptive term where it describes about how federalism as a political system is defined by self-rule and shared rule. So federation can be considered as the actual system of government in the federal political system. For example, right now, United States of America is a federation. India also one of the significant case as a federation. So let's talk about some characteristics of federation. So federation is called as an actual form of federal states like India, USA, Germany. So as a federation, they have some kind of characteristics like two orders of government is acting directly on their own citizens, and federation is where a formal constitutional distribution of power and the provision of a representative of the distinct regional views within the federal policy-making institution usually provided by a particular form of federal second chamber, and a supreme written constitution, and the rule of judiciary as an umpire, and the process and institution to facilitate intergovernmental collaboration for those areas where government's responsibility are shared. And so some natures and types of the presently existing federation are symmetrical and asymmetrical nature of federation, centralized, decentralized nature of federation, coming together, holding together, putting together nature of federation, demos constraining and demos enabling natures of federation. So these are the different types of federation that exist in the world, where federation, based on the sociological perspective, we can see the symmetrical nature of federation, asymmetrical nature of federation, and from the in terms of power, we can understand the federalism as a centralized, decentralized nature of federation. Based on the origin of the source, federalism can be understood as a coming together federation, holding together federation, and putting together federation. And based on the people's participation, you can understood the federation from the two division, that is demos constraining and demos enabling nature of federation. So let's talk about Indian federalism. So Indian federalism is a distinct case while talking about other federation based on some kind of definition that we have explained in this slide. That is Casey Ware, Paul Appleby, Maurice Jones, Ivor Jennings, Granville Austin. Different thinkers have different idea about federalism, that whether India is a federation or not. Some of these thinkers consider India as a quasi-federal. Some consider it as extremely federal, like bargaining federalism referred by Maurice Jones. At the same time, Granville Austin defined it as a cooperative federalism. So idea of federalism is a distinct in that case. So if we see how we can see India as a federation, so that is the nature and form and function of federation. If we see the nature of Indian federalism, Indian federation, from the source of origin, India is a holding together. That means India is not from any kind of treaty, any kind of agreement, but that is the holding together principle. After 1947, after independence, India constitution, through these holding together principles, formed this nature of Indian federation. From the sociological perspective, India is a multi-diverse nation where we can see existence of different culture, language, lots of multicultural aspect. That's why Indian federalism can be understood as a asymmetrical federation. From the point of constitutional view, in terms of power, in terms of constitutional division of power, we can see India is a centralized federation, where center and states divide power, but center becomes strong in many cases. In terms of rule of people, rule of demos, India is a demos enabling federation. While talking about the basis of Indian federalism, that is a culture is the basis of federation, or based on cultural factor, we can see the different formation of states based on linguistic factor, based on ethnic factor. Similarly, structure is a hybrid federation. So if we see the form and function, that will become clear. For example, political system, India is a parliamentary in nature. From a federal point, India is a divided, and from the power balance, India is centralized. From intergovernmental relation, India is a cooperative federalism, where head of the state is a republic. So Indian federalism is very distinct in comparison with other federation, because India is the one of the largest democratic states that's represent a unique nature of experiment model of federation with republican and parliamentary natures, as India adopted both parliamentary and federal nature. That's why Indian constitution is called as a hybrid federation. So in the next video, we will discuss about detail about how to understand Indian federalism from the based on this theoretical understanding. Hope you have good understanding from this presentation. Thank you.